Hello to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover British pound versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the British pound versus US dollar first. So what we have here, this is the hourly time frame, and we can see here that market rejected of the 1.2240 mark, and this is basically the single print zone from this strong impulsive bar. And we also we can see here the breakout of the supply trend line, and the market did more like a bull flag after this rally. So from my view, there is a potential for the higher prices, and this is a more most likely scenario for the market to develop towards 1.2365 or even 1.2400 mark. Now, for the alternative scenario, if the market, for example, can drop and trade below 1.2225 and hold below, then there is a chance for the market to go lower and to test potentially this 1.2165 or even 1.2100 area. But as I said, so far, demand is in control, and the upside scenario is more likely to happen. So we have next market to cover. So it is a gold market, and we can see here, this is something that we spoke about yesterday. So there was a breakout of this key support zone, and market traded below, went to 1957, then we had a rally to 1970, just retested previous swing lows, and the swing lows acted like resistance, and then sellers rejoined again in this move. So now market is trading near this confluence area, and we had some pin bar, some tail that on the previous hour we can see that there is some pin bar here. So here, if the market can trade above this level, which is 1950, there is a potential for at least correction, so like for the market to go towards 1954 and even 1960, 1965. In case if we retake the pin bar, which is the pin bar low at 1944, there is a chance for lower prices towards the 1938 or even 1930. Now, speaking of the crude oil traded lower. We spoke about that, and once we had this major breakout of 80.70, the supply was really in control. And here we can see that we can see also that market is decreasing in the downside power. So we might see some reaction upside. So I will place this supply trend line, and we can see that market is trying to break, but still we need to break some major pivots. So we have this pivot at 76.87, and we have this also pivot at 76.70 mark. So now we're trying to establish this higher low. We had the first higher low on the hourly time frame. So here market tried to make a higher high and higher low, but we didn't have that. Here there was just a pullback. But here seems like market is trying to set a higher high and higher low. And that can be a good sign for the further rally. So the one scenario will be for the market to clear 76.85 and then eventually retest 77.65 or 78 mark. In case of this, for example, if this is just the ABC correction, I will still like to see the market to clear 75.30 and then trade below and hold below. And this will be a good sign for the further downside movement. So we can go to the higher time frames and see what is the next major level. And we can see the next major level is around 74.30 mark, like a downside objective in case of the downside scenario. And the Bitcoin, we had a rally. So finally, this market, we had a breakout. This is something that I mentioned. We established the higher lows in the background. And market actually cleared, we can see here that market cleared a supply trend line and then held above, which was a good sign for the upside movement, and we got that upside movement towards the 36,700. Now, if we go to the daily time frame to see what we have in the background, the levels in the background, So we can see, for example, 40,000 mark might be interesting area in the daily time frame for like upside objective short term, and then we have the 43,000 mark. So buyers in control, and so far just a consolidation last couple of hours. For me, anything meaningful to the downside, for example, for the downside scenario, I would like to see some bigger downside, some bigger supply, and then market to hold below. So this will be a good sign for some potential downside movement in rotation towards 35,000 or even 34,600 mark. But for now, buyers in control, and this can just be a simple consolidation. So we have this demand in control. That will be all for this update, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. Have a good trading day, and speak to you from tomorrow morning.